Patriots. I'm here in Summerville, South Carolina. And you know, I love being with people who love the Lord, love liberty, and love our country. And I can tell you, going through all the years of immigration, every day I wake up, I'm like, I get to be here. I get to be in the land of the free, the home of the brave.
Yeah.
And Abraham, thank you for doing this, brother.
Oh, thank you, Eric. It's good to see you.
Yes, we've been praying about like when we could actually get together and actually do it. Finally doing
Finally
it.
got it.
Well,
Finally
God's
here.
timing is perfect.
Yeah, it's a new year, 2026.
It's a new year, exactly.
Why not, right?
And I pray this is a year of growth, of abundance for patriots, for people who love God. And first, I want to ask you, Abraham. I think especially in the times in which we live, we lost Charlie not that long ago, and man, we talk about a man of God who stood up for what he believed in the most hostile environment at times.
Right.
Why are you a patriot? And I would even say more than that, a God-fearing patriot.
Yeah, first of all, Eric, I thank you for this opportunity. And even more than that, just this relationship that we're building and building with all the different patriots that we're connected with. It's such an honor to be connected with so many amazing people that not only love God, that love this
They really
country.
are cool people too, all these great
Right,
businessmen.
amazing people.
Right.
And I mean, we love God and we love this country that we live in, the liberties that we have, the people that we're surrounded by, the distinctness that we even have amongst our country. And it is just a blessing to be able to live in such a place as this. I believe there's no place that's without problems.
Of course.
But we are in one of the greatest country, I believe, in the world. And what an opportunity that God places in this country in the time we're living in to be able to be who we are, who He set us here to be. In a time like this. And so I just absolutely love this country, and I love the people of our country, and I'm just grateful to be able to even serve the people of our community in a different capacity. So I just love being a patriot, and I really, I could talk hours, but I know we're not here for
Just
hours.
on that, exactly.
I really do.
Yeah.
I'm very passionate about getting back to grassroots and really helping people to just remind people of the liberties that we do have. That can easily be lost if we don't undergird
Benjamin
those.
Franklin said it's a republic if you can keep it. And that's the thing is we have that charge, right?
That's correct.
To continue that on.
Yes,
We were
sir.
just talking before we started recording about how we need people to know each other. If we don't know each other, we have no idea how to pray for each other, and we certainly then don't know how to support each other's businesses and nonprofits and the like. So let's start with that. So the nonprofits you have, Summerville Food Bank, a food bank we can be proud of. How about that?
That's right,
Tell us
local,
about
right here in
Summerville
Summerville.
Food Bank. Tell us about it.
Yeah, well, so I've been in a place in my life where I didn't have food and stuff, had to go to food banks and stuff, and I've always wanted to start a food bank. And when I started the church I pastor, my dad called me on the phone and was like, all right, it's time, you need to start that food bank. And so we started right out of the back of the church with the vision of making it its own 501c3. And long story short, we did that about 3 or 4 years ago. We got all of our paperwork done, and we are now the official food bank here in Summerville, South Carolina.
Shake on that one.
Yeah, it's a blessing, and our mission is to feed families and give hope. And so we don't just give out like food, but when people come to our food distributions, we pray for people, we talk to them, we connect with them, which is so important in times that we're living in, to stay connected with people and build those relationships as we're talking about. And so for over 11, 12 years, we've been functioning, but over the past 3 years, we've been an official food bank,
It's a big deal. It's a big deal to get there.
Yeah. Our mayor supports us. We've got a lot of patriots, a lot of people here in our city, in our town that supports us, and we can always use more support. But to me, it's even not just feeding people; it's really building these relationships and helping people get through those storms of life that they're in. So it's amazing.
Well, for people who don't really understand a food bank, like traditionally, how would you explain your food bank and how you do that work?
Sure. So we have a couple of different ways we function. So one of those are, is you come, you get the food you need. We have certain times every fourth Saturday of every month. We have huge food distributions over on Holiday Drive, and then we also take food to different churches, different community centers, for them to disperse amongst their community. Because again, without partnership, we can't really reach people and we can't connect with people. So I just dropped off about I don't know how many pounds of beef broth, but we took at least probably about 50 crates of beef broth
50.
through our partner Earth Fair here in Summerville, and we took it to a local church for them to distribute on next Thursday in their food pantry distribution. So it's twofold. People come to us and we go to the people.
I love that.
Which is really
that's how it
important.
should be. And I think if you go back to how the country began,
Yes.
it was regular people helping each other and making things happen and not depending on government, not depending on these things, but just being good neighbors, right?
Correct.
Being a good community.
Exactly.
In fact, I know Jacqueline over here at Tolucci's Bakery has helped you out, right?
Yeah, she's helped us out. We partnered with them, and such a great partner.
Oh.
We have plenty of partners. Lush Language here. We got a lot of local businesses that are kind of picking up. Like, wow, we have an official food bank here in Summerville, and like, why not come together and help the people that really need help? And sometimes there's a stigma. We think like, oh, it's just homeless people that need food. No, it's the everyday people like you and I who might be on hard times and just really need that helping hand, and that's who we are. We're there to make that happen. So,
what are some challenges with keeping a food bank going? I know that for every business there's challenges, for every nonprofit there's challenges. So how people like get behind the scenes with what are some of those challenges?
Honestly, I think the biggest challenge is raising awareness, because the more we raise awareness, people jump in. So it's really just getting the word out, connecting more with people. Finding consistent help, not just financially, but even volunteers.
Sure.
So, like, for example, when we had that whole government shutdown and like the SNAP benefits, and there was that big issue, a lot of people found out about us because they were doing a lot of searching online. So that was great. We picked up in more volunteers. We now have triple the amount of people coming every month for food.
Wow.
Yep, that's kept this pace even with those benefits coming back. So it's really an awareness thing, and people that have the heart to want to give back. And I think a lot of the times, Eric, people think like they have to give big to be big, to really give great. It can be a small donation of some canned goods, or maybe take a trip to Walmart or your local grocery store, and you grab a couple extra things and drop it off, or just come help out, we have all of those opportunities at the food bank. But I think our biggest challenge is just raising that awareness. I think this is going to help for sure.
Absolutely.
So I appreciate this.
I love this question, because to me, everyone should be thinking of this, in my opinion. What is your vision for this, like, large scale?
Correct. So large scale, we are now the official food bank in Summerville. We want to scale it out so we can obviously reach more people. We are limited in our resources. We are limited in our scope of being able to reach people. Eventually, we want a warehouse. We need a warehouse. We're gonna have a truck with a couple forklifts, and we're gonna have these trucks taking food to all of these different community centers, versus us just having to throw it in the back of our little trucks right now, operating in that small kind of business mind. So we really want to scale it out. I don't think we'll scale out to like what Low Country Food Bank is, but we'll scale out in Summerville, Dorchester, Berkeley counties to really impact more people, and I think make a big difference.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? And again, we bring the spiritual side to it too. So they're not just getting food, but we pray for people. Well, we've had people come back with testimonies of like being depressed and like God really released them from that, or this older couple, they came faithfully every month, and one of them had skin cancer. We prayed for him. He came back the next month. All of his cancer was gone. So like things like that are really real stories that we get through our food bank, which is a blessing. So we're not only feeding people, but we're really helping, giving them what, like the bread of life.
The sustenance. Well, it's the daily bread, right?
Yeah.
Spiritually and physically. And I think a lot of times, this, people will talk about how much scripture they know, but they're not showing the love. Like, people are feeling judged. They're feeling like you're less than. It's like, did Jesus act like that? I don't remember Jesus acting like that. So
he sat with sat with us.
The worst. I mean, the lowest of the low, tax collector.
Correct.
Fishermen. Like, these were not the noblemen by any means. So I love that you're practically showing the love of Christ.
Yes,
You're a pastor as well.
I am. I'm a pastor of First Fruits Community Church. I've been pastoring for 14 years now. And it's been a blessing. It's right here in the community. We just moved our location, which is really interesting. It was kind of a faith move, but we were in one location, outgrew that, and we took over Regal Cinemas here in Summerville. So every Sunday morning at 10 to 11:30, we pastor there. And we have a lot of different little ministries, and a lot of people that just come. Some people come to see a movie, but then they'll come into our service, which is pretty awesome too. I didn't even know they had movies that early, but they actually do.
A movie can be a life-changing event, but this could be a whole lot more life-changing.
Right. Or you see, you can go see a movie and go to church, or go to church, go see a movie. But it's pretty. And the Regal Cinemas is right here in Summerville, so it's like, again, a good community atmosphere. I think it's the perfect place for us to be right now, and it's just amazing how many people we're able to minister to and help. So many different ways. Like, another thing, I don't even know if I mentioned this to you yet. I can't remember, but we launched the first charter of Trail Life through our church here. And what Trail Life is it's a Boy Scouts.
Yes, that's right.
Christian-based, true Boy Scouts. Boys
not
only.
Losing out on the original mission.
Right. So we are so excited. We're getting ready to push out our recruiting campaign, but we already have parents reaching out to us because they want a place for their sons to be able to be boys again, and so
be outside, do things that don't be living on your phone.
Learn how to make a fire. We got all those little things, but we embed the scriptures in it. We embed Christian patriotic values of our nation with it. Like we have civics classes that we'll introduce.
That's
to
a
these
huge
kids.
need right there. Knowing history.
They got to know their history. So we're really excited about that. That's about to launch, and I think it's going to be huge because there's just that hunger and thirst for what's right and what's good for our sons in this age. So we're really excited.
Well, Abraham, you know my stand on being a patriot. I make no apologies for it. I'm pro-life, liberty, history, Second Amendment, America first. That was a risky move. You joining us. So what made you say, I'm going to join Eric in this group of people?
Well, I'm pro-God. I'm pro-life. I'm Second Amendment ministry. That's what I call it. We have a Second Amendment ministry at our church. And I'll leave it at that, you know. But I mean, I think it's necessary. I believe in all those things. I believe in liberty. I believe that everybody should have an opportunity to pursue that and live freely in this free country. And there's so many people that are against that right now, which is just insane.
That's crazy.
So who's going to stand up? It's got to be people that stand up. And I'm a Christian. I'm born again, and everything that Jesus taught, I believe, is embedded in our country. Now, have we done everything right? No, nobody does everything right. But those fundamentals are so important. We cannot let those go. We do not want to let those go. And so when I saw in Businesses for Liberty, I was I didn't even have to make a decision. I was like, yes, let's do this. I had no other agenda, no other purpose than to really connect with people that I don't know, that I'm not currently connected with, and that I feel that I could somehow be a blessing to, and even if I just undergird it with prayer and support any way I can, I really wanted to be a part of something in addition to some of the things I'm already doing. So,
even bigger than the politics, as big as that is, because these are real issues. The community, when you look at what globalism is doing, they ostracize us from each other. They make it to where you self-check out all the time. You're never really face-to-face with the owners. You don't even know who they are. It's like these faceless businesses. And that's one of the things that gets me fighting every day. It's like, I don't want this country to become that. I've seen where I'm from in Ireland, where it's just given over to all that, and all of Europe really is. This is the last stand of hope and freedom in the world. So speak to that for a minute, Abraham. What would you like to see happen with all of these people, right? That they love the Lord, and they're being intentional, and they're not just living behind their screen like this, face to face. Like, nothing is like this, right? I mean, what do you say to that?
It's really few and far between. Like I just can't stand the society where everything's got to be Zoom, where everything's got to be on virtual. Like, I thank God for those different platforms. However, real relationship is face to face. Like, Jesus went to the woman at the well, right? And we have to get out here and connect with people. And I do believe, because we live in a country, we can have different beliefs, right? So
liberty.
Liberty. That's liberty. We have that. And so in order to sustain that, we have to be able to have dialogue and conversations with people who do not believe the same thing we believe, but yet we can still walk away being very respectful and very loving. And that was the tragic thing with Charlie Kirk, the fact that he lost his life, his wife and his daughter, his family's without him now. Is all because people cannot just appreciate each other's opinion. And we live in a country where we should be able to do that, but we have to make that happen. We have to get out have those conversations, connect with people that maybe normally we would never connect with.
Yeah.
But we all live in this country, so why not? Like, let's really build those relationships and come together as one, under one flag, right? Under one government,
Yep.
under God Himself, and I just believe we can see so many great things that come from that. We can see revival. We can see people, instead of being so separated, right, to come together. Different groups of people too. It doesn't always. We have the same mind as far as like businesses for liberty and patriotism. There might be people out here that may not be there yet.
Exactly.
But as we
We're
connect
working on
with
them.
people,
Yeah.
we're going to reach these people.
And that's what Charlie was doing.
Yeah, that's what he was
working
doing.
on them at the college.
Grassroots,
Yeah. In fact, and thank you for saying what you just said, because my heart with Businesses for Liberty is literally the same spirit as Charlie, just not on college campuses, but in businesses and nonprofits.
Correct.
And we need that desperately everywhere. Sphere of society, right? We're in the
do.
public square literally right now.
Literally.
And that's why I chose to come out here, because
Yes.
we're surrounded by all these small businesses. We're in the middle of, literally smack dab in the middle of Summerville, South Carolina.
Right.
And we need these town squares to come back to life.
Yes. Oh yeah.
There are places where it's not like this.
It's not. Yeah.
And
I
it's
think
dying,
I'm so glad to see like what the mayor is doing. It seems like he's pushing more like community organized events and stuff. And but it takes us. We like. One person can push it, or this group can push it, but coming together like this and building this up is so important. Like who is behind the scenes of all these businesses? We'll never know until we connect with them.
Yeah.
And so
You don't
I'm
ask,
hoping every
too.
business joins, right?
Absolutely.
Every business
Well,
in
we just
Summerville
brought
needs to join.
Tidal Creek Boutique down here
Oh,
on the
yes,
corner.
that's right, that's
they
right.
just joined us, and I'm working on this one over here,
Yeah.
Hainbrink. I'd love to have them on board. Actually, could be a good
Yeah.
jeweler business. But no, I mean,
Great
it's
people out here.
and folks who don't join, I don't give them a hard time. I
Right,
don't
right,
come after-
right.
Like I don't act like that.
Right.
I put all my energy into promoting the people who want to be part of this.
Sure.
And see the spirit and the vision behind it.
Correct.
That's where I put all my energy.
That's good.
We only have so many hours and
Yeah,
minutes
right,
and
in a day.
hours in a day. Exactly.
Yeah.
So final question for you for this part of it, because we'll do another video where we're more looking at the supplies you have and things like that.
Sure.
What do you say to people out there that are worried, Abraham, about like, well, I don't want to get canceled for talking about the Lord.
Right.
I don't want to get canceled for talking about liberty. Maybe I should just stay quiet. You're a preacher and you're standing with this amazing nonprofit and you have not stayed quiet.
Correct. Yeah,
What do you
can't
say to them?
You just can't stay quiet. I mean, yes, there is a season where you have to be quiet, but no, this is not the season to be quiet. If we're living for the Lord, then that has to translate into our everyday life. And so if we see evils, if we see things that are not right, we have to speak to them. And so whether it's in a political realm and different liberties they're trying to take those from us, or whether it's just in a day-to-day life and really reaching people with the gospel, like we have to use the voice God's given us.
Yeah.
Now, I may be more outspoken than another person, but everybody has a voice. And so I would just encourage them to pray and ask God to show them how, show them where, show them what to do. Why am I even here in the first place? And I think as God shows them that, then they'll get that confidence, that passion, that faith. And then I'm connecting with people like ourselves who are doing this. You can get inspired. You can be motivated by being around people who aren't afraid to talk about the truths of what's going on in this nation right now, in our communities. And I think that's the key thing, is just having that boldness and faith in the Lord to give you the strength to do it. You know. And honestly, there's patriots out there that maybe they're not Christians, but they could still get out here and speak to the fundamental truths and tenets of who we are as a nation, what we believe in our Constitution, and make sure we keep that alive and we fight for the freedoms that we all have, that we all can celebrate. So there's so many ways to use our voice. We just have to do it. Like, what does the Bible say? Faith without works is dead. Yeah, don't tell me you have faith. Don't tell me you believe in this and that, and aren't doing something about it. So we've got to do something.
A guy years ago said to me, we need to do some fruit checking. He had this very strong Cuban-American accent, fruit checking. And it's true, because like if there isn't any fruit, not much going on with that tree, So I totally agree with you. And like I said before, folks, I want you to remember this name, Abraham. Remember Abraham, and get behind Summerville Food Bank, whether it's through, you heard him, volunteering, donations, sharing. It's amazing. We were talking about this earlier. If you just hit share on Facebook,
like and
on
share,
a video.
right? Like and share right
all
now.
these other people get to see the video and post. So
Correct.
do that to help him. And then the name of your church again?
Our church is First Fruits Community Church.
First Fruits Community Church.
It's a little tongue twister, but say it a couple times, you'll get it.
Absolutely. No, it's a great name. Well, again, fruit checking.
Yes.
First Fruits.
Yeah, I know, right?
You'll get some fruit there.
Uh,
Well, listen, make sure you check out what he's doing. I love his short videos I've seen on social media too, and get behind him. Like, you know, a lot of people think, oh, if I can't pay or if I can't give a big donation, you're talking about that, then I'm not doing anything. That's not true. It's a lie.
At all. Yeah.
If you literally just like something, comment, share, it does it the world of good. And we're up against the algorithms and all that